Welcome to the first episode of Paleontology Bingo. Today we're going to be revisiting our good old friend Brightside for the first episode of Paleontology Bingo. Of course, the Paleontology Bingo isn't exactly perfect, but like for every slot that this video takes it on, this video has, it's going to get a circle, and once it gets a bingo, it gets something like a diagonal, a horizontal, or a vertical one. I don't really care, to be honest. Any one of those, it's going into. I don't know what to do with those, honestly. So, but anyway, enjoy.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Champions Arena, where two teams will compete for the title of the biggest creature on the planet.
What is this type of competition? I have no idea what it is, but by the looks of it, it's not going to be a good paleontology video. This video was made in 2019, so I should be lax.
In the blue corner are the oldest inhabitants of our planet, dinosaurs. And in the red corner are modern animals. And let the victory go to the largest.
Okay, so when it comes to modern animals, blue whale just demolishes everything. Okay, so I feel like there are going to be some sort of mammals, like blue whales, modern animals, that are going to absolutely wipe the floor of even the Argentinosaurus.
The first round begins with a duel between two plant-eating creatures. The largest land animal of our time enters the ring. It's the African elephant. Its weight is between 6 and 12 tons. It weighs more than the anchor of a cruise ship and is 5 times heavier than the tallest animal on the planet, a giraffe. But still, the elephant loses a lot to Argentinosaurus, the largest plant-eating dinosaur in the world.
You should have just said the Argentinosaurus is the largest dinosaur to have ever lived, because this was widely accepted. Now, I said it was because now there is some controversy regarding Brontosaurus being possibly larger, but fossils disintegrated, so we can't really confirm the Brontosaurus being the largest. We can't really confidently say Brontosaurus is the largest.
With a length of over 120 feet and tipping the scales at 90 tons.
I feel like that's a little bit too high, too big, even for Argentinosaurus in 2019.
This giant will cover just over half of a baseball field and weighs like 3 subway cars. 1-0 in favor of the prehistoric period. Round 2, the battle between predators. The largest modern land predator is the polar bear. It is believed that on Earth, the polar bear has no enemies among animals.
I don't know if it makes sense if penguins are the ones cheering for polar bears for whatever reason. I have no idea if this even makes any remote sense.
And it figures, the largest recorded weight of this animal reaches 1 ton. This is about the weight of a car. But even with such dimensions, the polar bear loses to Spinosaurus.
Man, the Paleontology Bingo is just having a field day right now because of this outdated model of a Spinosaurus.
This creature is considered the largest land predator that ever existed on the planet. Its length reached 49 feet, approximately 2 London red buses, and it weighs 7 times more than our polar bear.
Goodness gracious. Even in 2019, you should have just used whatever Spinosaurus from Amazing Dino World. That would have been actually better.
2-0 in favor of the dinosaurs. But no matter how dangerous and huge land animals are, in fact, they're babies compared to those creatures that live in the seas and oceans. Round number 3. Let's start with just 8 feet. That would be about 4 people. No, this is the length of a big artificial Christmas tree. It would seem not so much if it didn't belong to the largest arthropod insect on the planet, a sea scorpion.
Oh, Brightside in 2019. What even is going on? I thought Brightside in 2019 is a bit better than this. but guess they're still prone to making absolute ridiculous statements like the sea scorpion in the dinosaur team for whatever reason. Prehistoric team, probably. Probably not dinosaur, but okay. So I'm probably in the wrong here, but like, I don't really remember.
About 460 million years ago, these creatures resembling large space bugs inhabited shallow waters and terrified all small marine mammals. These predators are believed to have been distant relatives of all scorpions. Of modern insects, no one will compete with this creature, and I'm extremely happy about that. Giant Weta, a beetle resembling a cricket slightly smaller than a person's palm, won't go into a duel, knowing in advance that it has no chance against a sea scorpion.
So it's basically just a comparison of stuff like this, and not actual blue whales and all that. You know, when it comes to oceans, I thought the right side was going to pluck in the blue whale and make the blue whale win for the modern animals, but nothing happened.
3-0, and again, prehistoric animals win. Round number 4, sea predators. The largest marine predator ever is considered Shastasaurus.
You know, it's a good time to actually pluck in something like the Megalodon this time, although the Shastasaurus is underrated on its own. Just pluck in the Megalodon because the Megalodon is more likely going to be larger.
It lived about 235 million years ago and reached a length of 65.5 feet. It could easily cover the entire bowling alley with itself, and it weighed 20 tons.
That estimate is just absolutely stupid. How could Shastasaurus be able to be like what Nikocado is now? How could Shastasaurus be, like, anorexic?
Almost like the weight of a modern superjet. Still, this ancient dinosaur loses in size to the largest marine modern animal, the sperm whale. It weighs like a herd of 50 cows, and almost 3 times as much as Shastasaurus, while being of a similar length. 3-1, modern animals still lose by a wide margin. Round number 5. Now, from the depths of the ocean, we are soaring into the sky.
Prehistoric animals should take this one too, because, you know, the Hetzegopteryx. The Hetzegopteryx is large, very, very large.
The largest flying bird to date is the albatross. Its wingspan is 11 feet, almost like the length of the Volkswagen Beetle. But unfortunately, the albatross easily loses to its distant ancestor, the bird Argentavis.
It's called Argentavis. My goodness, we already have 5 out of 16 when it comes to Paleontology Bingo.
Who lived 5 to 8 million years ago. Its wingspan is almost 20 feet, and it's almost like 2 Volkswagen Beetles. Albatross, I'm sorry, but there is no chance of victory. 4-1 in favor of the prehistoric animals. It seems the living animals don't have a single chance in this championship. But wait, right now, the largest creature that ever existed on Earth appears in the ring.
Thankfully, this right side in late 2019 still recognized, whatever hell. That is the blue whale as the largest creature to have ever existed, and the blue whale is still around today.
Its size is comparable to a 9-story building, and just the tongue of this creature weighs like a female African elephant. And this is not some ancient dinosaur, but ours, a modern marine inhabitant. The champion for the title of the largest animal on Earth is a blue whale. All hail the king! Okay, that was different. But let's just chat, shall we? Can land animals reach the same size as dinosaurs?
Even if a creature right now, a modern creature right now, is artificially just made into something as large as Argentinosaurus, they'll probably just die, stumble and die, because of whatever stuff, you know, metabolism and all that.
Is it possible that in the future, for some reason, mammals will become as large as, for example, Godzilla or the Kraken? Even if creatures of such sizes suddenly appeared, then believe me, it certainly would not destroy cities as shown in many films. I'll explain why in a couple of minutes, but before that, let's talk about marine giants. Unlike land, the ocean has a much greater chance of a huge creature appearing. There are several theories in this regard.
Oh, so all these 11 creatures that are supposedly making this video not clickbait, they're all gone. They're all just done for. It's just all done. There's 6 rounds, and 11 creatures mentioned, and that's it. Goodness gracious.
Lower temperature in the water slows down metabolism, and the slower the metabolism, the more it accumulates. Theoretically, if any marine life is given a safe zone and an endless supply of food, then it can grow to an enormous size. The whale is proof of this. However, everyone knows about whales. But what about real sea monsters?
Definitely there will not be a kraken, because the kraken is just complete insanity. And I feel like there is nothing that is larger than the blue whale right now.
Almost all seafarers have been scaring each other with stories about kraken since ancient times. But the worst thing in these tales is that they're absolutely true. Around the world since the 17th century, many kraken sightings have been recorded.
Really just giant squids / colossal squids and not actual krakens, and because kraken is just absolute mythology and all that.
Modern scientists have given them a more scientific name, HarrisTsangYT. Information about these creatures is not limited to records of past centuries, though. For example, in 2007, a 29-foot squid was caught in the Antarctic waters, about the width of a single letter from the Hollywood sign in California, and weighing half a ton, which is slightly more than a zebra. You can find photos of this monster on the internet.
And every single time someone just calls these animals monsters, I just jump out of my seat. Because it's just very, very wrong.
But even this is far from the biggest kraken. In the Bermuda region, at the bottom of the ocean, hide squids that prey on whales and sperm whales, 2 of the largest creatures on Earth. Kraken from the Bermuda depths reach 164 feet, the same length of the Arc de Triomphe in Paris.
Nah, fam, I don't think I've heard of any modern animal reaching this amount of length. Unless you're talking about something like a lion-maned jellyfish, but that is not... I don't think that's what this person is talking about. Even then, the longest lion-maned jellyfish specimen measured at 120 feet in length, aka 36.6 meters, still shorter than 50.
Perhaps it's why so many ships disappear in the Bermuda Triangle, and since the known ocean is only 5% of it all, it's quite possible that something truly huge and terrible is living in its depths.
This reminds me of the Megalodon cliche, you know, where a bunch of these people just claim that we haven't discovered the oceans yet, so the Megalodon could still be around. All those stuff. It's just all coming back.
Ah well, let's keep as far as possible from these places and crawl over to the land. As I said, if the organism is given a safe area and environment with unlimited food, then, in the process of evolution, a real Godzilla may appear.
More than likely, it's going to be a result of genetic mutations, and a bunch of genetic mutations, and these mutations just accumulate. That's how evolution works. Or maybe how evolution works is the Darwin's theory, where a bunch of animals, you know, like a bunch of giraffes, like some have long necks, some have short necks, and because the long necks could reach trees much more easily, they are going to be able to survive.
But this doesn't work on the ground, because all animals have a skeleton. The strength of bones and joints is limited. Even the bones of the largest dinosaurs weren't really strong. Due to gravity, it was difficult for them to move around. They were slow.
I've seen this footage 200 trillion times. Okay, we've actually got a bingo over here. Very easy.
And this is not very good when there were a lot of predators around. Such huge dimensions didn't help, but rather prevented the dinosaurs from surviving. But the skeleton is not the only problem if you are a giant. A huge load on the heart and high blood pressure is another thing. Recently, scientists found that, along with the weight of the dinosaur, its body temperature increased. So, for example, a 40-ton dinosaur's temperature reached 118 degrees Fahrenheit.
The Spinosaurus over here, 40-ton is just as absolutely stupid for, Spinosaurus. Just use a sauropod instead. That would have been less stupid. That would have been actually okay.
And this is almost the limit for the comfortable existence of a living organism. So, if Godzilla had ever crawled out of the depths of the ocean, believe me, it wouldn't have gone to ruin the city. It would have been simply too lazy to do it.
Okay, so why are you treating real life like movies? Like, I have no idea what is even happening at this point.
Instead, it would have found itself some uninhabited island and sunbathed there for the rest of its life, going hunting from time to time. But some creatures, hypothetically, can eventually turn into huge titans. And you won't like them because I'm talking about insects. Like I said, the bones inside animals can't withstand enormous weight. But the body structure of almost all insects is completely different.
Because, you're going to say they are exoskeletons. They have exoskeletons, but not actual, not actual bones and stuff.
Outwardly, they are covered with a skeleton, while soft tissues are hidden inside. Some insects are able to shed their exoskeleton when their soft body becomes larger. And then, on a new large body, a new, stronger exoskeleton is already growing. In such theory, such an upgrade can happen many times until a bug becomes the size of an airplane. But fortunately, this is impossible, because the endless growth of insects is hindered by their own habitat full of dangers and harsh environmental conditions.
This is exactly why stuff like Archaea just don't have that much potential for growth, because they can't really do anything. They have a lot of... They live in extreme conditions, and they can't really grow that much. They're even smaller than bacteria as a result.
No offense to bugs, but I hope it will continue that way. And speaking about the largest living creatures on the planet, I can't help but mention the tallest tree in the world. This is Hyperion, a Sequoia sempervirens. Its height reaches 379 feet. It is 74 feet taller than the Statue of Liberty, and about the same height as a 38-story building. You can say with confidence that King Kong could easily climb such a tree.
Kong would simply be too big to climb a tree like this. Instead, King Kong will simply make the tree collapse because of King Kong's sheer weight, just pulling the whole tree down before Kong could even climb it one step.
Well, that was big. Hey, if you learned something new today, then give the video a like and share it with a friend. And here are some other cool videos I think you'll enjoy. Just click to the left or right, and remember, stay on the bright side of life.
Here is the result. I'm sorry for not circling the mentions, the Echoloptera / Orthophora / Titanoboa thing, because it's supposed to be, because the thing mentions, bright side mentions sea scorpion, but otherwise it doesn't really matter anyway, because we have a bingo over here. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you on the next one.